I still don't know how to go with you whom watching me right now, and I'm so grateful you are because it feels good to feel watched. So hello you. This is another video of me just feeling this urge to be free, to be honest. And okay, I'm gonna try my best to keep two promises on this video. First, this is an English speaking video. I'm not changing the language in the middle. I'm gonna try. And second, it's a pretty positive one in the sense of I want to speak about a very positive experience that I had yesterday with Mind Valley. And it also feels good. I mean, it feels good. I love giving feedback. That's part of feedback are very, very important quality continuous improvement engineer as my goal. My first focus is customer um, satisfaction, and it's linked to their feedback. And also as part of honesty.com, the journey from honesty to the healing journey, the lifelong healing journey from honesty to peace. Um, what? Feedback are actually the third big coaching journal. Feedback is a big part of the third big coaching journal for one to actually fully complete a journey where honesty is used to create peace. And that's actually a coaching journal I haven't read yet and I haven't implemented it in my life yet because usually I experience it myself and I live it so intensely and so truly in my flesh that then I can actually write the one, two, three of how I lived it and how it repeats itself as a process, as a standard in my life and in everybody else's life as far as I know. So feedbacks are a big one. Feedbacks are actually a massive deal because I haven't come across a person who actually can deal with feedback lately, if I have to be honest. And it's actually it's the bottleneck for me on my like I'm talking really about me. I'm not saying those people don't exist, and that's exactly the topic of this video. The uplifting of my mindset, the uplifting of your mindset, and how um, and a big question is really how can anyone expect anyone to actually learn a new skill or become this entrepreneur or become this coach or this course creator and sell their product um, by learning the steps but not uplifting the mind. And that's a big question because now that I'm really getting on a very different part of my journey as I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about myself as an entrepreneur anymore. I've been trying to be an entrepreneur, to be honest, for 7 years, and as much as I'm like trying to fake it till I make it, I really don't feel like an entrepreneur because for me, an entrepreneur is really able to live off his entrepreneurship. And I have been doing some entrepreneurship. I've been making money. I've been hustling. I feel like a hustler. Yes, yes, but I don't feel like an entrepreneur. I definitely don't feel like an entrepreneur, even if I have introduced myself as one, just to try to see if it would have pushed me forward, which is still struggling right now. But something amazing that happened yesterday, and I realized because I just sent my feedback to Mind Valley. So if anyone who's in Mind Valley watch this video, uh, really, and as often for me when I start something, because if I pay for something, if I enroll in a course, it means that I truly believe in it and that I'm excited for it, and I really come with the highest level of optimism possible. Otherwise, I wouldn't put my money on it if I'm like half and stuff. And that's why in most of my experiences, you would see me give a lot of good feedback and a lot of really positive posts and talk a lot and be very excited about any really community that I join. And more specifically, so Mind Valley would be my search like this huge community to join since I started to this journey. Consulting.com of Sam Ovens was definitely the first one, and definitely uh, hold its promise, because I came there to make money. To be honest, like, I mean, Sam is a white guy, and I was like not trying to do something with a white guy, to be honest. So I was like, but this white guy is really good at what he does, and he's really straightforward, and I'm gonna make my money back because I'm gonna be pissed I get my money to a white guy. And to be honest, it worked. That was not much of a long time plan, but it definitely worked. In terms of proving to myself that I can make big figures with my offer. I don't need to be like, a company doesn't need to do it for me. Like, I can get my own like big figures numbers, like, and I did. So that's what consulting.com was. And when I wanted to push it to the next level for me and all the people like me in the community didn't work, that's when I joined Daniel Leslie community, which was more of me like being at peace with the white guy situation. Because yeah, like the mainstream white guy guru and stuff, like I couldn't take it. I needed like a sister on the wheelchair. And the funny part is, uh, what happened is definitely not what I expected. I think Course from Scratch is the safest community I've ever felt. I think online, of course, in my life, and it's been a lifesaver for me. That's definitely another level, and I think it took me a long time. Actually, it took me some quite a while in consulting accelerator too, but Course from Scratch, I bought it to actually really automate the way I could sell. But what I actually gained from it was to be forced to be honest about who I am, which is really the culture and stuff. Like, the CFS community forced me to face who I am and to feel courageous and free and accepted enough to come back to this community as who I am, even if I'm not like performing in the course, because I've always like been an high achiever, an overachiever, and an achiever. And the KPI is the KPI. And if we have to make money, I'm not gonna come and say, "Hey, look at me, I bought roses," or "Look at me, I'm nice," or "Look at me, whatever." We said we're gonna make money. I'm gonna show and say I make money. So yeah. And if I don't make money, I'm gonna get very pissed, which actually is what happened to me in CFS. Not because CFS is not good, but because CFS was a way for me to find myself, and there is no happy making money without me being myself, because I was making money before I decided to stop everything. So my problem is not how to make money, which I forget every 2 seconds. Anyway, because I forget that every 2 seconds, and I kept buying stuff that was supposed to help me make money when my goal is not to make money. I do want and need making money is definitely one of the biggest means I need to achieve my goal. My goal is not to make money, otherwise I would have made keep making money where I was before, even if I keep forgetting it myself, which is very interesting. So after a lot of crazy, very loveful support that I got from the CFS community, where I love CrossFit Watch. Like, no matter how pissed I can get to some stuff when it comes, like, I'm a very exigent person, and I'm a very, very, very exigent professional. I mean, I've always been like straight A's at school, and I've always been. The thing is, I was not only a perfectionist, I was close to be perfect. And I don't mean to brag, or maybe I do, because then I became completely imperfect. So that's kind of extreme. But yeah, to be honest, I was close. I like, up until I started to feel depressed and stuff. I was really close to perfect, to be honest. And actually, I think that's why my depression was so hard, because I was like, girl, you're perfect and your life is perfect. Why aren't you happy? Really, that was really that was really my struggle. And I'm so grateful for the red table once again, where I can see these stars. I mean, Fat Joe, Ashanti, like Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, and other celebrities that I actually didn't know, or other celebrities that I knew. But I mean, we're talking about like the bestest of the best in our humanity. I mean, they're on TV, they're the ones we know and we see. No matter if we like them or not, they're part of the best is the greatest. And you see those people telling you how they're depressed, they were depressed during their success and stuff. And I wish I'd seen that like 10 years ago when I was like, my life is perfect, I'm meeting all goals, praised. I don't know if I'm loved, but I'm praised. Why am I depressed and how do I justify that and how do I do something about it? Like, anyway, yeah. And now, all this very long, hardcore journey has led me to realize something we all know: working on my mind. Meditation. Meditation. And yeah, this led me to enroll in Mind Valley. I mean, I think it's no coincidence that the name of the thing is Mind something. So Mind Valley, and I've been there only for a month. And yesterday I could join one of the meetups. And seriously, I was really at a stage yesterday where I was feeling like, when I'm like that, I don't like to interact with people, especially people that I don't know, because I'm like feeling really low. I'm not in that mood where I'm gonna be like that optimistic, like bubbly, which is an aspect of my personality which I think is what I sold the most to people. Like, I mean, it's like you're, I don't know, like Queen Latifah or I don't know, some comic actress, and everybody expects you to be funny and make everybody laugh or have these wise stuff to say, like really always positive. And I actually have half of the time where I'm really this person, really like I see the positive everywhere. I can transform any situation into a positive situation in 2 seconds. And I have the other half of the time where I'm like, okay, I'm a bit tired. Like the world is pretty heavy. I'm feeling tired, and I'm gonna look at the ugly side of things phase. And to be honest, I believe this is a pretty healthy way of being, even if I'm still working on balancing both. And that's exactly why I created Honesty and the com calling it Honesty, because I realized that's who I am. I'm a person who is now ready to be out because I've admitted that I had depression because of the discriminations that I've seen my entire life, and that I always wanted to like kill everybody for them because I'm like, that's super stupid and bad and hurtful and horrible. But at the same time, my goal is not just to be mad my entire life. Like, I definitely want to reach peace and love. And I couldn't reconcile those two different things. So actually, some doctors said that's a disease, the fact that I have two faces in my life, and they're really like those two faces are really organized. I mean, it's really not messy. Like when I think about a disease, I think about mess, I think about unpredictable, I think about it goes all over the place and stuff. My state of being is really, really like maybe if I really look at it, it works like clockwork, like truly. It doesn't look like a disease. It looks like that's like it looks like a thermostat, to be honest. As a scientist that I am, it definitely looks like a thermostat. Like how a thermostat would be programmed. I did that actually. That was one of my projects to program a temperature regulator or whatever you call that in English. How you will program something to make sure that at the end of a certain period, the 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 average is whatever it needs to be. So me being extremely happy half of the month and extremely sad, and I'm actually not extremely happy nor extremely sad because when I'm happy, I'm usually getting very mad when I see the thing that usually make me sad, and when I'm on my sad period, I'm really feeling a lot of warmth when I see something that speaks to my heart, and I see this warmth, and I'm really grateful I can rest like and now that I have really my mind which loves myself, and I have this ability to really say to myself, you really did some bullshit there, but you know what, I love you and you're still my best. I really that's a massive victory. Like it's not like when I'm happy and I just do those things, people are like, oh, you're amazing and stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay, good for that. So there's balance there. Anyway, long story short, the mind. The work on the mind, and so yeah, so that's pretty much why I decided to come where I am right now and leave the crazy noise outside, because as much as I can make peace inside of myself, it doesn't mean that because I have the ability to make peace inside myself, I'm gonna just decide to live in the worst environment ever for me to grow or to feel any day happy for 24 hours. Like, that makes no sense. Was to come and really work on my mind, because truly everything else was aligned. Like, there was no other physical stuff that could explain that I was not just at peace with my own peace. And my body is really different from what I've been through before, because it's a huge community. And when I say community, it's not only about the Facebook group community, which were a big part of why I built my previous programs, but because it's a community of coaches, of different course creators, and masters, and it's huge, and I love that. I love the diversity, even if it can be overwhelming, but I love the diversity that it gives, because I can see how um, I am growing in different dimensions at the same time sometimes, and I think those one-dimensional programs, here we hear to do business, you're going to become a coach or you're going to make money. And yes, we're going to talk about mindset, but still the goal is we ring the bell when you make money, we ring the bell when you have student enrolled and stuff. Like, the KPI is really, it's really not how you're doing and how you feel. The KPI is really, are you making more money or not? and and I love Mind Valley because it offers a diversity in, okay, let's see at the money now, let's see at your mind now, let's see at your performance in terms of exercise, let's see at what you're eating. And I love this diversity. It's up to me now to be like focused, organized, and knowing like every month or every week what I want to focus on. And as I said, I got to meet with the community. Not many people, actually, only two. But what I really love, and that's really my, first of all, I'm grateful. I already had one experience of it, but that's really the kind of experience I want to have maybe every single day this year. That's really what I'm looking for. Is that yesterday during the calls, I really had those opportunities to feel my mindset elevate. Like, I was at this level of mindset that is pretty low. I don't like it. When I'm in that level of mindset where I'm like, I'm not doing enough, I'm not where I want to be, I'm not feeling good, I'm ashamed of myself, something's wrong with me, and like, as much as I can use all those beautiful sentences, and as much as I love myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling ashamed. I've been wrong. I think there is an evil in me that just takes possession of me sometimes, and I'm like, okay, I love you. I love the evil. I see you. Okay, I'm gonna make this effort to listen to you. So the love is there. It's not the problem, but still, it's level of thoughts and feeling that is really unpleasant to me. Like, I'm fighting not to let it go, even like to go where it's trying to go. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm happy to acknowledge you. You're here. I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna listen to you, but I'm not following you to the dark, vital side of whatever, and we're not gonna end and we're gonna kill ourselves because whatever. No, we're definitely not going. Like, tell me what you've gotta say. Be with me right now, and then go home, wherever you go. But I'm not like going home with you. and and when I'm in there, as far as I can remember, all the psychotherapists I've had and paid, because that's where I'm pissed, to be honest, because those are people I pay. And my problem is not that I pay you, you're my bitch, because this is not how it works. My problem is that I feel stingy with my money right now, to be honest, which is not the mindset I want to be in, but that's just the truth. Like, I don't have unlimited resources, and I'm really mindful of where I put my money, and I really want that return on investment as soon as possible. That's really something very important to me. And when I start something with people, I make that clear, and I'm like, we need to have a timeline. Like, I need to make my return on investment. Like, I'm not like I'm not trying to invest long term on you as if I was there with a lot of money trying to invest in other people. Like I really need to see myself grow and see if you work or not, so that I can go to the next person if you're not the right one, if you're not a fit. And something that has really, really fed my anger in the past 2 years, actually 3 years, since 2019, pretty much, is all the psychotherapies that I've paid and even coaches that I've paid that were not able to realize that I was not a match for their program because they couldn't work with a mind like mine. Like they couldn't work with the level of emotion that I have, with the change that exists in me. Like I'm just not there. I'm not their target. And even if they're able to get the results for other kind of people, they cannot get the results for somebody like me in the timeline that they have because their timeline is not bulletproof. Their timeline is not bulletproof, and that's it. But because they don't want to admit it, and because whatever, I don't know, they have taken my money, my time, my energy, and my trust, and I've wasted a lot of things in there, and that's why I'm pissed because what happened yesterday is actually what I've been missing, this ability to help me, ask me the question that will actually help me go from being stuck where I feel now, and opening the gate that allows me to understand the next step where you're trying to take me. And really, yesterday, I think there were like really two questions that really helped me do that. And the topic was unity, which is a huge one because that's where I'm stuck. When I think about collective unity, I'm stuck. I've been working on my personal unity, like accepting all the part of me, and it's a challenge, but I'm there. I mean, I love me when I'm high. I love me when I'm low. I love everything of me, even if I'm there. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, it's the same person and stuff. But the unity within me is here, and I'm now actually working on enjoying my solitude and my aloneness and myself, me myself, and yay. and but the unity with others is really the thing that really, 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 really like tear me down. So me being with these new people that I wanted, like I want to be part of this community. Like that's really a big pain of mine. That's like a huge wound that I have belonging. Like I don't feel like I belong with nobody. Like it's not even about community anymore because I used to be able to be in communities and have good one-on-one, kind of good one-on-one relationship with people. But now I'm at a stage where I don't even like one-on-one relationship with people anymore. Like not a group. Like I just don't feel like I belong with nobody but myself. And being with these new people that I don't even know in Mind Valley, which is okay, like as much as I love Mind Valley, it seems like this very spiritual stuff, and sometimes it's this, um, and yeah, and unity is a very painful topic for me, and it was, and I think two of us we were really talking a lot. I mean, I personally could feel how we were on the hard side of it, and we were like, yes, that's true, but still it's hard. And the third woman who was there, she asked that question. She was like, can you really unify with others when you're not unified with yourself first? And I hate that question because everybody's talking about it, and everybody's going to tell you how you need to love yourself first. Or me, it was about how I'm looking for love in humans when I need to look it in God and blah blah blah. And everybody is like about this like self-made people crap, and they're all telling you how they did it all alone when they didn't. Like the people who actually tell me that, I'm like, you don't know what being alone means. Like you literally haven't lived 1, 2, or 3 years alone in an apartment. I'm not talking in a share house. I'm not talking next to your aunt or whatever. I'm talking alone in an apartment where you're in a single apartment with yourself, like, and basically you can spend months without anybody knowing if you're alive or not in this apartment. So you don't know what it is to be alone. So don't come and tell me how I need to find love God when you are like lead singer in a church, which means you have a community, no matter how hard it is, or when you're living in your parents, which means you have a community. You're not alone. I don't care how bad your relationship are, you're still not alone. Okay. So, and that really pisses me off because I come from a background where community is a massive deal. I mean, we are not, as much as I'm French because I was born in France, I don't have French heritage. Like, I don't come from a culture where it's individualistic and each one, no, that I come from a crazy big, like, crazy big family where, like, my grandma was cousin with another grandma, and the descent of that, we're like, some of us are tight as if we were brothers and sisters. That's like that's like 4 degrees cousins or whatever. So that's how big my community is. Like, I don't come from this thing where you barely know your parents, you don't know your cousins or whatever. Like, I come from communities. So I was not raised to do things alone. And to be honest, until I left for Australia and realized that that was the first time in my life, and I was 27, that I was spending that many nights alone in a bed. And I've been a long-term single person, but because there was no Christmas where we were not all crashing all together, there were like several birthdays in the year where one way or another we will be sleeping in the same room or crashing on the couch or whatever, or going on holidays together and stuff. So yeah, so that question, that thing of, yeah, can you be unified with others when you're not unified with yourself? She asked it and it really stung me a lot. But somehow we could talk about it in a way that really alleviate the conversation. And we did share about how hard it still was to really choose ourselves first, given the link and how do you call that? It's not a connection, but there are ties. Especially, I think, especially as women, or maybe men who really feel like they want to take care, or maybe big brothers or whatever. But a lot of us in the communities, like we feel like a commitment to our parents or our brothers and sisters in terms of maintaining them alive. I mean, that's how we grew up. Like, we grew up where I am responsible to make you eat. Like, when mom or whoever the adult figure is, and they're gonna come back, they're gonna ask me if you're still alive. Like, I'm responsible for somebody else's life. Um, like, I'm actually also responsible for my parents' life because they're like, yeah, we'll give you this and that, and we now we tired and blah blah blah, and my aunties too, because actually for all the family that was at my aunties and blah 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 and blah blah. So from a very young age, you feel responsible for other people's well-being too, actually. So this thing of, oh, I need to feel unified with myself before I unify with others. I mean, to be unified with myself, I am tied with other people. So who I am is also defined by how these people see me, because their eyes are on me all the time, and they gave me my name and they gave me my origins and stuff. So they're pretty much part of my identity too. So that's more complex than that. And I really loved it because the other woman started to explain the struggle that she had, but she took us through what she has been doing over the year. And to be honest, I was hearing a lot of the pain because I am feeling the pain right now. And then the third lady who actually asked the amazing question that I love, she was like, okay, so what are the improvements that you could see that you've made throughout this journey? And to be honest, I've had psychotherapists asking me the same question, to be honest, but somehow it didn't resonate the same at all. It really didn't hit, and I think the reason why it didn't hit, it's because with a psychotherapist or even with a coach, it really felt like a one-on-one. Oh, you're my student, I am the upper voice, and I'm gonna ask you those questions so as you elevate yourself. And I was not feeling safe to let you be my teacher. Like, who are you to teach me anything about my mindset? Actually, I'm sorry, but yeah, I've been really not coach, because I think coaches know better than that, but especially therapists, that really came with the position of a teacher. And I was like, apart from somebody who had a diploma who said, you know about how to improve your mindset, I don't know you. I don't know your story. I don't know when you had to go through something that we can compare to what I'm going through, and you actually make that level up on your mind. Like I'm talking to you about simple stuff, and you don't even seem to be able to reach the level I'm in right now. You don't even seem able to meet me where I'm at, and you want to tell me about leveling up or changing perspective when you can't even see my perspective first before trying to change it. And I think that dynamic of being three, but like not with somebody to me who felt like, even if this woman who was asking the question, she like, now I'm realizing, I was like, yeah, she was maybe next level, or maybe she was not, I don't know, but she really helped push me to the next level. But the fact that we were three, I think, and we were just like sharing openly about our experiences, like without this kind of hierarchy stuff, and how the other told about how she's improved, and she was like, I realized that I have a choice by making those different decisions throughout my journey and doing those things that are not culturally usual here. And I think I really love that I'm in a country that is not a Western country as well, because the level of entitlement in the Western country, which is still the dominant country, like I feel like when I'm in a program where the culture is way too Western, and as much as I love course from scratch, those people are American people. I don't care how black or how LGBTQ, whatever they are. At the end of the day, America leads the way in terms of culture on this planet. Um, Sometimes it makes them not realize that, yeah, it seems normal for you to do that kind of stuff, like to be like, yeah, I'm making that kind of money or whatever, or yeah, I let my husband, or whatever. I don't even know. I don't even have the example right now. Or if I'm talking about what we talked about yesterday, the sister was sharing how she took her own place, even if here culturally, like you would stay with your parents and take care of your parents, but she needs to take her own place, even if she's not married, to take care of herself, which might not come up as something that crazy in some culture and stuff. I think I also, what really helped me level up in my mindset was to be in that environment where Western culture and Western habits are not such a norm that we don't realize that, oh, that's actually a big deal. Like what she's talking about is a big deal. Let's not like put that in the category of crazy. For example, me, if I get like tired of having to, for example, understand Americans all the time when I'm European and I'm not even an English speaker, and you selling to me, so you're taking my non-English speaker money, but you don't want to make any effort to realize that I'm not on your time zone. I don't understand how you guys explain your time zone. Sometimes I don't even understand what you're teaching me because you're not making it relevant to my culture, and I have to make all this effort, and at the end of the day you condescended on me when you're not even able to speak half of the language, which is my native language, which is a big language too. And yeah, that's a big one. I haven't realized that. Anyway, I love that in Mind Valley, and I experienced it yesterday. I really like having those differently cultural women talk about their struggle, and me being able to connect with that. How we in our cultures, like you're not just a singleton, and I think that's very mainstream now to be like, oh, I'm an independent, and I think that's so Western to think that you're just like an individual and you do you, and other the rest of the world doesn't exist around you. What the hell? It felt great, and it really helped me uplift my mind, because what she answered to the question, which was, what have you like learned on the way to making those different decisions? And she was like, I've learned that I have a choice. That actually there's always a choice. I have a choice. I'm not what was the word she used? I think she said something like I'm not trapped. And that's word, trap. And I think in Mind Valley, Vishen called that culturescape. I think that's probably the concept. Now that I hear the word, I'm thinking that's the concept of culture escape, like how you can escape a culture to another one, so as you can see things in different perspectives. So as you realize that a lot of rules are rules, bullshit rules. Uh, you can choose, some rules can be banned and changes so as you can create the world that you need. Like it's not true that you have to just do whatever the mainstream says or whatever your specific culture says. You can make a mix of it. You can do whatever. And that word, trapped. I am not trapped, is such a key word because the reason why I've been willing to die for the first 33 years old of my life, and I'm not even 34 yet, hmm is because I was feeling trapped. I was feeling trapped with no escape and no choice to make my my background culture fit with my birthplace culture and also my family culture and all those different cultures actually that were like shocking one another and expecting all those things of me, and I was in the center of all of this. And the word trap was so powerful to me yesterday because it just unlocked something on my mind because it helped me realize all the journey, like my journey from honesty to peace. I was really beating myself up for being where I am today, not being where I want to be, and feeling like I'm way, way behind what I used to be 10 years ago. Truly, I was really beating myself up. Actually, I was saying, you need to make this 10-year challenge and look at what you've done these past 10 years and see all the things that you've done wrong because 10 years ago you were at a great place and why are you at this place now and blah, blah. And when she said that, I realized that I'm not trapped, that I have a choice. I can make my own choices and blah, blah, blah. And me hearing her story and understanding culturally the power of her story uh, and challenging another culture with this third woman who was to me asking very Western to me. They were Westernized questions, but that's me seeing that. I'm not even seeing that that's what she was doing. I think that's why I love that she was not Western because it forces me and she didn't like it forces me to be like, oh, I see Western somewhere. Why? And this answer freed me once again. I was like, yes, these past years with honesty.com, with all the crazy that I've done publicly, all the different decisions that I've made, and all the time where I've decided that I don't care how it seems, but I'm going to choose my well being first. And I'm going to risk everything so as tonight or tomorrow morning or as soon as possible, I am back in my safe space where I get to make myself happy properly as I should and as I can and as I will, is me realizing that I'm not trapped, so I do not need to kill myself. I do not need to want to kill myself or ask to kill myself because I can get out of the rules and the culture scape. I'm not sure I'm using culture scape properly by remembering how many previous prisons I have exploded by deciding that I'm not going to be this straight A student, 9 to 5, making money and having a perfect life on a picture, crying yourself out to sleep every night. Girl, that was powerful. Thank you, mind body. I hope that makes sense because my mind like was just going everywhere. It has to go to tell this very simple story actually, but seriously and honestly curious question asked with true cultural intelligence and cultural curiosity, which is something people from mainstream country rarely have, and that's the that's the balancing of the power. I mean, you're from mainstream culture, but then you don't understand what it is to have to understand the mainstream culture. You just because everybody understands you, everybody speaks your language, everybody comes to you basically, so you don't understand it when it's your time to actually really, really make the effort to meet people where they are. And I'm not talking about this, uh, how you call that? In French, there is some, those tours that are organized and they take you on a trip all around the world. But at the end of the day, you're just leaving America all around the world, or France all around the world, or whatever your country is. I don't know about China and stuff. I don't know these countries, but definitely France all around the world exists. Um, but you're actually having to understand a different way of thinking, a different mindset, just like the time zones. Like, really, I've been getting really mad at Americans with their inability to understand that time zones are so complex. Especially that they have different time zones. So they speak with their languages between them, and you're like, I'm in Europe, I don't even know what you're saying. Like, is that morning? Is that night? What is it? PTSD, PSD, PSD, ECT, PGT, KTT. Not to mention that their metric system is different, and like they don't even care because they're American, they're making their money, they're taking your euros. But when you're just like, hey guys, you need to be a little bit more culturally inclusive in the way you also do the course because you're selling to people who are not from your culture, so you need to take into account our cultures. And I've been feeling really bad about it because I've been saying that to my black sisters and stuff, and I've been getting mad even at African and stuff. I was like, you guys don't realize that you are the huge culture, which is the African culture, and you get to be on the continent. This is a massive culture too. I don't care how much black people we be oppressed and blah blah blah. Being African is a massive, like, it's not some small continent that nobody knows what it is or how it functions. Even if there are a lot of preconceived ideas that are wrong, it's still a massive continent that is known on the planet. Like, it's not like a minority culture, even if they try to kill us so, but still. Anyway, thank you, Mind Valley. It's been mind blowing. Maybe not mind blowing, and actually, you know what? That's why I'm happy because I don't want my mind blown. I want my mind put in a safe space where I feel like my mind can safely evolve every single day toward my goal, not evolve toward becoming a mainstream culture that is actually bullshit. But because you guys are the mainstream culture, and at the end of the day, you make money, and I mean, we're in the money too. That's really what it is. I just follow your bullshit. I'm like, you guys are the reason why the planet is dying. I can't do this. Now that's really great. I'm really grateful for joining the Mind Valley community, and I'm actually really looking forward to staying in this community. It's gonna be a little change for me, but sending vibes, asking the universe, and I'm grateful I took that leap, and I'm excited to see what Bequadi, Mind Valley Bequadi is going to be in a year, 2 years, or 3 years from now. Thank you so much if you've been with me during this reflection on the amazing experience I had yesterday at the Mind Valley meetup. Thank you for watching if you've been watching me for a while throughout all my crazy videos and all the emotions that come with it. Yeah, all the emotions are our friends, even though some are harder to be friends with than others. Anger, sadness, disgust, had a lot of them last year and still carry on with anger, especially if you're working through everything. I'm grateful and working on my mind, and I just had the most amazing 6 phase meditation, 6 phase meditation session today, where I think that was the first time that I was so connected at the meditation. I did cry the entire meditation, but it was so releasing. Like, I'm so grateful that I'm slowly getting to that stage where I'm succeeding in releasing all my emotions just through cries without needing to speak and explain stuff. And it's not my brain who's releasing the emotion, but truly my entire body. And especially through crying or laughing or, yeah, just letting the emotion passing through. So I'm so grateful for that, and I'm really excited of this year. 2022 is gonna be very, very focused on mind evolution for me, becoming unbothered, and really working on my mind, on my mindset, on my spirituality, on how I feel internally, on my alignment, and all those different things that I would never think I would like decide to take a full year. And I still can't believe actually I'm taking a full year to focus on that. But I'm excited to do it, and I'm grateful I got to join the Mind Valley community and discover it. Thank you, and have an amazing rest of your day or night. Bye bye. Take care of your dream and see you in the next video for more freedom to be honest and stress free honesty. Bye. Take care of your dreams and yourself and your heart. Love you. Love me.